I wanted to speak briefly on this, the whole essence of failure to launch. For adults who went through years who were, potentially high functioning in their youth and found themselves in an environment uh, where there was a lot of suppression or, just the inability to express oneself. And they were always having to guard themselves and rely on themselves. Perhaps they weren't in a safe environment and there was a lot of abuse around, so they had to learn how to self-regulate a lot on their own. When adults grow up in those environments, many of them face that mechanic consequence of failure to launch. Perhaps on one side they're brilliant, highly analytical, very thoughtful. They see everything from all sorts of different intrinsic angles. And this is stemming from the very root of origin being self-preservation. Learning how to be overly cautious. These individuals, more than the average Joe, tend to fear change to a much more dramatic extent than others. Everyone fears change at different points in time, but people who faced a lot of trauma and abuse in their youth really have a failure to launch. And it's the people who are perfectionists, the people who were people pleasers or walking on eggshells, or thought that they had to lead with some kind of scholastic, academic, or some kind of performance in order to appease the authority, their family or friends, acquaintances, etc. And along the way, we start to realize that we just have to pull the trigger. Love is action in motion, and taking action, even when we're taking a leap of faith, folks, into some kind of new frontier, we have to understand and have the belief and faith that God is holding our hand with every single step, every little lily pad jump along the way. And even further, being at rest in the spirit and having peace and understanding that you are ultimately serving and glorifying God when doing so. It is proving obedience when you are being faithful in God holding your hand. That's a fact.